Have you ever experienced God asking you to do something that you know will help you in your family or in your business, but the math is just not mathing? I've been there even recently, and we're going to talk about it on today's episode of Activate Your Destiny.
Wake up, wake up. It's time to activate. Wake up. It's time to activate. You know there is.
Hey, girl. Hey, welcome to another month, another episode of the Activate Your Destiny podcast. I am your host, Destiny Faith McCoy, and I'm excited because we just wrapped up our Wall of Evidence series. If you have not watched all of those episodes, I strongly encourage you to go back and get the get the goods, okay? We talked about what it was like for me to continue building my faith along my own wall of evidence. So we talked about every one of these frames and how God has shown up in my life. And I hope that if you did see it, it was encouraging to you. But this month, we are going to talk about obedience and what that looks like as moms, as business owners, as all the things. And I might even have a couple of special guests coming this month. So, guess what? If you have not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit the like button too, because this helps the videos to get out to more moms like yourself who really need the encouragement. Okay, so let's jump into it. I just hosted my first mom event. It was Mom School Live, Reclaim Your Identity. And y'all, the event was absolutely amazing. Everything that I could have possibly asked for, prayed for, wanted for this event happened. And guess what? It happened out of obedience, not because I had the budget for it, not because I had the perfect plan for it, but literally out of obedience. So if we fast forward to about fall of last year, I had this idea that I needed to possibly host an event to bring moms in. I've noticed that a lot of moms that I'm around, they thrive with me off of the community, the connection that we can make, especially in person. And then I am also trying to figure out new ways to, bring visibility to my brand, to mom school, to all the things. My hesitation, if I'm being honest, is that I didn't have the funds to pull off an event. Like my first thought was, how in the world am I going to plan an event if, I'm still trying to grow my business? I don't really have the extra funds to pour into this level of event because I also know that when my heart gets in it, when the creativity starts flowing, I can go above and beyond. Okay. I know that about myself now. So I have to plan accordingly or learn how to scale back. So I'm thinking and I'm like, God, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this event that you're calling me to do because I've learned the hard way after hosting so many homeschool meetups for free that it actually hinders my family. Um, it benefits, the families that I'm able to bless and help. But at the end of the day, it was affecting my family. So lesson learned. But now you're asking me to do it again for a different audience, different capacity, but still no money. So I'm just like, okay, God, you're gonna have to show me how I'm supposed to do this. I do understand that it's not makeup. So fast forward a little bit to about October, and I have my daughter's birthday. And my husband and I are trying to figure out how to celebrate her birthday. And we're like, okay, well, we typically say we're not doing a party every year because they're expensive, right? But at the same time, so is literally everywhere else that we could possibly take her. So my prayer becomes, God, show me with the budget that we have how to give her a birthday that celebrates her, but also doesn't drain our pockets. So fast forward again, she has a birthday with the theme Kay's Cooking Championship. I'm thinking like, okay, what is she into right now? She's into cooking. So that's how that came about. I'm like, okay, she's into cooking. We love watching cooking shows. And then, I'm like, Chopped. Oh my gosh. I could have them decorate cupcakes and then present them to judges that I assign based off the parents that are there. And I create awards from Canva, and I gave them placemats that I also created on Canva. And it was a whole thing. And according to her, the best birthday ever. But as I was planning the party, I started to realize that I just needed to use what was in my hands. Literally, I was able to stick within the budget. I was able to ask for assistance from my mom, from my mother-in-law, and that also helped us stay in budget. But I made a lot of the stuff just off of what was in my hands. Was what did I have the tools for? What did I have access to? Right. So the party's over, and now I'm back to trying to figure out what this event is. And I'm like, okay, God, I see what you're saying. I have to use what I already know. I already know you've called me to moms. I already know that you have allowed me to connect with them in a certain way, and that you are also calling me to be a speaker. So, guess what? I guess we're going to combine all the things for this event. And then when I first start planning for it, it's like an extravagant idea, because remember, that's just the way that my brain works. I'm like, oh, we could have this, we could have that, blah, blah, blah. And I had to reel it back in. I had to check myself and realize that I didn't need to do more in order for the value to be there for this event. I just needed to look at what I already had, right? If you've been listening to this podcast and thinking, I know that I need help, I just have no idea where to start. You, mama, are not alone. A lot of us moms get stuck right there. Trust me, I've been there too. And it's not because you don't want to change, it's because everything feels overwhelming, or like it's just all happening so fast that you can't think straight. And that's exactly why I created the Start Here page right down below. It's really simple. It walks you through where you are, what you actually need in this season, and what your next step can look like without feeling overwhelmed. Whether you need help with clarity, structure, or deeper support, it's all there. So if that's you, go to the Start Here link and take a look around and choose what feels aligned for you in this season. If I used what I already had access to, I knew how to put together a landing page. I knew how to create content. I knew how to have conversations with moms. I knew how to throw events together. I knew how to decorate. I knew how to create budgets. And when I do go overboard, I am blessed to have an amazing husband who is great at numbers. So whenever I am teetering between, I want it, but it might not fit the budget, I know to go to my CFO and be like, babe, help me out here. Help me talk this out so that I don't make a decision based off of my emotions or based off of what I feel like I have to overdo, and then it impacts, the bottom line or what it is that I'm actually trying to do. So I'm so grateful for that. So this is just a sidebar that if your husband has the ability to help you in these decisions, let him. Stop feeling like you can do everything by yourself, or that you have to do everything by yourself, or that he won't understand. Because what I've learned is that my husband has the wisdom that God has given him to also be able to help me. He did not just call me to do these things. He's also prepared him to assist me in what God has asked me to do. So anyway, um, I'm planning the event, and I'm still feeling like I don't know how I'm going to pay for all this stuff, but I do know that I want to do things the right way. I want it to be where nothing comes out of pocket. I want it to be where the vibe is created, that the moms feel peaceful, that they experience everything that they need to experience that day, even if it's something specific or individual that I may not understand. I want you, God, to come into the room and be able to create what it is that they needed at that moment. And guess what? I can't find that on Amazon. I cannot find that on Shein. I can't find that um, in any of the stores. I had to trust God. I had to trust that from the landing page all the way up until the day of, that everything that He had orchestrated for my assignment that day, He was going to be able to fulfill it. So I had to trust Him with the marketing, because the moment, the moment that I needed to really go hard on marketing according to, what we're told and making sure that we get it out there because statistically it takes people 7 or more times to see your content before they make a decision, which I personally think is wild. But in my head, I'm still going back and forth over, okay, I know what I need to do, but my capacity is not there. My son is sick. There's so much going on in my actual life that I literally don't have the space to do what I feel like I should do. So I have to trust God even with the marketing. I'm creating the landing page and I feel like something's missing. And I just hear God keep saying, keep it simple, leave it alone, stop touching it. And then when I'm sending it out, the first response people are saying is, "Oh my goodness, this feels so peaceful. This feels so calming." And it's like, okay, I see you, God. So each step of the way where I was still wrestling with what I felt like I needed to do, God was able to show me that if you just obey in this step, leave the page alone, he would send a couple of people to confirm that I made the right decision. And that is how you build faith. It's not that you wake up one day and all of a sudden it's like, I have this abundance of faith. No, the Bible even says that you need faith the size of a mustard seed. That's it. Okay. So each point, even after the wall of evidence, even after God has already done that we haven't even talked about in my life, I still have moments where I have to remember that if I just put my trust in him, he's going to make a way. So we send out the landing page and I'm starting to see, okay, God, you got it covered. Um, Pricing. Um, I made a few adjustments out of my comfort zone, but even that was a blessing. I had to trust God with my capacity because I wanted to go live more. I wanted to create more promotion around it. I wanted to create more content around it, and I just couldn't. It wasn't until like the days leading up, maybe 2 to 3 days leading up to it in the morning of, that you guys probably got more content than the entire promo. And we still got 11 women signed up. We still got 10 women who showed up in the room. We still had the Holy Spirit rest. We still had moms leave saying that they needed this, that they felt that like they had been able to release things, that they felt freer, that they felt lighter. And it wasn't anything that I did besides obey what God was telling me to do. Not only that, if you are a mom and an entrepreneur, you understand the stress of having to promote something. Promoting offers is stressful, especially when you're starting out. It's hard when you are putting yourself out there, when you're talking about something that you want people to support, not knowing if they're going to support it or not. But even in this, I had to learn that God showed me everybody that was supposed to be in the room step by step. Whether I knew you already or whether we met on social media, it was to the point where someone that attended, I hadn't met prior to seeing a thread that she posted. A thread of her saying something to the effect of, I am tired of the mundane life that I've been living. I'm ready to do what God is calling me to do. It was as if I saw that thread and like God was like, her. Literally, if I knew you and you hadn't bought the ticket right away, I still knew. There are plenty of people who even are watching this right now who attended and you would say, "Hey, I want to come." And I'm like, I know. God already told me that you were supposed to be there. So how can we work this out? How can I make sure that I'm obedient and you're obedient so that you can receive what you need in that room today? I had to trust the marketing. I had to trust God with my capacity. I had to trust that the right women will be in the room. And I also had to trust the details that I couldn't fully see. I had to trust that setup, breakdown, all of that would be taken care of. I had to trust that He would give me the words to say. I had to trust that everything that He had put within me already was more than enough for me to get the job done. As the person who orchestrated the entire event, who did all the decorations, or at least requested them, ordered them, all the things for to the person who needed to ask my mom and my sister for help, to the person who orchestrated all the food, who had to do all of the speaking, hosting, created the activities, wrote each mom a personal note, um, did the decorations. Did I say that already? I don't even know. Did my own hair and makeup, had to figure out my own outfit, and it all came together in the best way possible. Not of anything of my own, but because God had already been preparing me all along. When I was helping my family with other events and other organizations, He was preparing me. When He helped me to, get my certification in makeup artistry, He was preparing me. Not only that, I had connections that I was able to ask for assistance with if I needed it. If I needed some advice from somebody who had already done it, He was already preparing me and putting those people in my life. My job was not to figure out everything. My job was just to follow His step by step instructions. Sometimes God gives us a very specific instruction, and we either do the most because we are being prideful or because we feel like what we can do is not enough, or we don't do enough and we minimize what He was trying to do because we don't have the faith enough to do what He was trying to do. And I pray that the moment for you, or the light bulb goes off for you right now, that you can't underestimate God, but you also can't step ahead of Him. He knows exactly what where your alignment is. Now imagine this. If I had gone above and beyond on the marketing and the content, if I had done the absolute most with the planning, then the budget would have been jacked, my capacity would have been jacked. But then at the same time, what if I had never done the event anyway? Those 10 moms that were in the room that day would not have gotten what God had for them that specific day. If I decided that, I was going to put it out there, but not promote it at all, or not do any of what He was asking me to do, then they might not have ever seen it. There was a very thin line between me being aligned for Him to do what He wanted to do and me going overboard and me being way under what He had for us. God can do exactly what He plans to do if we allow Him to do it and if we follow His specific instructions. That even makes me think about Noah when he was building the ark in the Bible. If you ever read it, there are such specific instructions that Noah had to follow in order for this boat to do what it needed to do. If he had been 1 inch off or one cubic whatever off, we don't know what would have happened. We don't know if he would have had enough space. We don't know if water might have seeped in and drowned all of them too. We don't know, but he had to be very specific. It makes me also think about Joshua in the story of when they had to go in and attack another group of people. And their instruction was to, when you do that, come back and don't bring anything with you. And somebody decided to bring something with them. And the next battle that they had to fight, they lost. They lost all because somebody was disobedient and did not follow the specific instructions that God had given them, to the point where him and his family had to be stoned. It's a little harsh, right? But when God gives us very specific instructions, that is what is needed for us to follow. If I had not followed these specific instructions, I would not have had the capacity to take care of my sick son. I would not have had the capacity to still homeschool my children. I would not have had the capacity to still be there for my husband. We cannot continue to go above and beyond what God is asking us to do, but we also have to step up and do what He is asking us to do and stop making those things the excuses for us not to do it. The scripture says, "For my God shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus." All of my needs. So God knew that I was going to need capacity. He knew that I was going to need assistance. He knew that I was going to need the funding to be able to make this event happen. And that is exactly what he did. And that is exactly what he can do for you too. Do not think that what he's asking you to do takes away from your roles as mom or as wife, because God knows how to orchestrate it all together. And we know that all things work together for the good of them who love God and are called according to his purpose. All things work together. He would not have given you an assignment that is going to supersede what he has for you as a mom and as a wife. That's not how God operates. So if you are doing something and it is taking you away from your family, then you might need to do a heart check. You might need to step in and say, "Hey, God, show me, am I overstepping? Am I not adding enough boundaries somewhere? Am I not doing enough? So I'm actually just wasting time instead of following your instructions? What's happening?" Because our assignment as mom and wife are still more important than the rest of what he's giving us. However, they always work together every single time. So even if you are not planning an event, whatever he's asking you to do not wait for everything to line up perfectly because that never happens. There's always going to be something that goes on. Do not delay your decision. When he gives you the confirmation, you don't need 15 versions of confirmation. You just need to do it. Do it and trust that he is going to make the way. Not only that, stop saying that you don't have enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough resources. Because sometimes he just needs you to take that one step and trust that he's going to give you the money. He's going to give you the resources. He's going to give you the capacity and the time. Not only that, he may give you people around you that are able to help you, give you back some capacity, give you some instruction. It happens every single time. But for me, I was not lacking anything. I just needed to look at what I had already. And the same thing goes for you. I am so excited to continue this conversation of obedience as we continue through the month of April. Again, if you have not already hit that subscribe button, next week we have a very, very, very special episode coming out. If you have been wondering what in the world is this mom school community that she keeps talking about, you do not want to miss next week's episode. I promise you. If you've been wondering, if you are just finding out what it is, regardless, you do not want to miss next week's episode. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button so the moment that it drops, you will be informed. I cannot wait to talk to you guys next week. See ya. This episode is sponsored by Mom School, a space where moms come back to themselves, get aligned, and start moving in what God has called them to do. Inside, we focus on helping you get clear, build rhythms that actually work for your life, and walk this out with real support and accountability. And if you've been listening to this podcast and you're thinking, "Girl, I am ready. I just need some structure, some guidance, and someone to walk this out with me," that's exactly who Mom School was created for. You do not have to keep trying to figure this out on your own. Head to the Start Here page and fill out the Mom School questionnaire. It's a few short questions, but it helps you get clear on where you are and helps me to see exactly how to support you when you're ready to move. I cannot wait to walk this out with you.
Activate.